Hi, my name is Monet, and I want to ask you a couple questions. And what does it mean to be an African American? So, first question is what is your background?
Well, my name's Elliot Montgomery.
Mm-hmm.
I'm from Washington, D.C.
Mm-hmm.
I was raised by a crazy black woman and a black man who was a drug addict and an alcoholic.
Okay. What is your highest level of education?
Oh, shoot, I have a master's degree, and that is the highest that I probably believe that I would like to do. I'm not interested in the doctoral or anything like that at this point.
Did you experience any racism growing up?
Yes, of course. I did, but I did experience racism. But the blessing part about it was I was taught by a racist man how certain white people would feel about me. He always told me, number one, you're loud. They don't like that because that loudness shows that I'm confident in what I say. I had horses as a kid, and in having those horses, I was always either just the only black or just two more, maybe three more. So I always experienced it, especially when I began to beat them. But what he explained to me was there's nothing that I could do about it. And then I told you I had a crazy mama, and my mama always told me that racism is real, and in it being real, you must believe in what you do, and that God has purposed you to do what you're supposed to be doing.
Okay. So, how does it feel to be African American?
I love it. I love it. Number one, we're the underdog. We're the underdog, but everybody wants to be like us. Isn't that crazy?
That's true.
How can we be the underdog and everybody want to be like us? If you look at them, listen to the music, most of the black kids, the majority of black children do not sing the Caucasian songs, but all of those white kids know our songs. The way we dress, the majority of them dress the way we do. And we do have some who trickle into the way they dress, but everybody wants to be like us. They love us and hate us all at the same time. But it's really not a hate, it's a fear that we may take over what they believe or act to believe is theirs.
Okay, so how do you define your class? Like middle class, low class, or high class?
I'm a teacher. We ain't got no money. So.
What about growing up?
Oh, growing up, we were poor. We were fake rich poor. One, because my parents, we owned a business, a laundromat, and in us owning a laundromat, at times we had money, but then those other times when we did not. Then I lived with my grandmother, and she was rich but lived poor because she always said that day would come when you need that money, and so we didn't have air conditioning.
Okay, if you had a choice, would you change your skin color and why?
Hell, no. I'm telling you, I love being black. I am very comfortable in what black means to white America also. I'm comfortable with that. Like, I'm okay that they do not like me and that I believe that they're intimidated of me. I am very comfortable with that. I am very comfortable because, to have this black skin means that you have had to have gone through something. And we've gone through a lot. And in us going through a lot, it matters. So, no, I would never want to change my skin.
Thank you for Coach Mike. I said thank you. Oh.
I would be fine.
Okay, keep going. Oh, we can edit it.
Okay, what does it mean to be an African American to you?
What does it mean? It means to be proud, black, strong, confident, and cocky.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I have three sisters. My parents divorced when I was 5, so I was with a single mom up until maybe 15 when my mom remarried. But other than, it's just me and my sisters. We have a fairly big family on my dad's side, so I would still see my dad every week. My parents divorced when I was really young.
Okay, where are you from and how was it like?
I'm born and raised in Griffin, Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
So, small town. Pretty much everybody knew everybody.
Mm-hmm. What is your highest level of education?
I have a PhD, which is a doctorate.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Did you experience any racism growing up, or?
I did. I mean, there were times where, you know, you would have people that would say, not directly, but people that would say, make comments. I was lighter complexion, so a lot of people automatically assumed that I was biracial, and they would make comments regarding that. I actually had, when I was in school, it was a girl that was trying to be mean to me because she thought I was like biracial, and she was like, well, don't talk to her because she's white. And I'm like, I'm not white, I'm black. So I had it from both sides, but I had her, you know, white use the N-word indirectly, not directly towards me, but, you know.
Okay, so how would you define your class? Middle class, low class, or high class?
This class, my status now?
Yeah, like, well, growing up, like.
We were middle class.
Middle class?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If you had a choice, would you change your skin color?
No.
And, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And why? How you feel?
No, I'm proud to be African American. I mean, I'm proud of my heritage and my background, and yeah.
Okay, one more question. What does it mean to be an African American to you?
I mean, we have a great culture.
Mm-hmm.
African Americans as a whole, I mean, we've experienced so many things. I mean, arriving here on slave ships to have an African American person as a president just shows the resiliency of our race as a whole. I mean, I get disappointed sometimes when African Americans make the wrong decision, and I know that as a group, I mean, we pretty much identify ourselves as a group, because a lot of times when we refer to African Americans, we're always saying we or this and that, but I'm proud of my heritage, but I think the newer generations are doing things that maybe they need to get more educated on where we have been, to keep, and to know that we've made strides and don't abuse those things that we fought so hard to get. So.
Hello, my name is Shakita, and I'm going to interview you today about how does it feel to be African American. Before I start, I want to ask you a couple of questions, and the first question is, how was your background?
My background?
Yes, like basically about how was it growing up?
Well, I had a beautiful background. I had two loving parents who were educators. I had a big family. I had the best upbringing you could think of.
Where you're from, like, how was that like?
I'm from a small town in South Georgia by the Okefenokee Swamp.
You said hi. Okay. So, how was your high level of education like?
I love school, so I continued until I got my doctorate.
Yes.
My doctorate.
Okay. What's your name?
Dr. Lisa Ward.
Did you expect racism growing up?
Yeah, I experienced it. Yes, I did.
Okay, what did you experience?
Well, one instance, during the summer, we would go swimming. And there was a swimming pool in the white neighborhood, and there was a swimming pool in the black neighborhood. We had to walk all the way past the white neighborhood, which is right here, to go to the black pool. Lo and behold, we could have went to the white neighborhood if we wanted to, but we didn't know. We thought we were going to get in trouble until we saw one black guy jumping in the water, and we thought that was he in the white water. How could he go in the white pool? So then all of us started going, so the white pool turned into a black pool, because we had to walk. And every time I go home, I said I was going to check the mileage from where we used to walk or ride our bikes. It was probably about 4 miles that we walked to get to the pool.
Wow.
And then the other pool, it was 2 miles. So, yes, I have experienced racism. Just being in a small town, going downtown. We used to call it downtown.
Mhm.
Y'all call it the mall.
Mhm.
There was no such thing as malls back then.
Okay. I guess growing up, like, were you middle class, low class, or high class?
I would say middle.
Middle class.
Mhm.
How do you define if you had how?
Okay, if you had a choice to change your skin color, would you, and why?
Oh, absolutely not. I love being who I am. I wouldn't change it for nothing. Only thing I knew that my parents instilled in me that I just had to work twice as hard as everybody else. Being a female
Mhm.
and then being a black female, you have to work at least 2 to 3 times harder than anybody else to get what you want. And I knew that, so it didn't bother me. Because my parents told me that.
Mhm.
And they always said, you gotta do this, you gotta. I mean, they beat it in us.
Mhm.
You can't just, B's and C's ain't gonna get it. So, we learned at an early age that you had to beat your competitor.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Horson, for your time.
Thank you so much.
Was it growing up?
I'm African American. I grew up in Houston, Texas. I have 2 brothers, 1 sister, and my mother passed away when I was about 6 months old, so my aunt and uncle raised me. So that's who I call mom and dad, my uncle and aunt. But of course, my dad, we went to visit him every summer, and let's see, I say my mom was one of those firm moms. You do as I say do. And at the same time, she was strict about who I hung out with, and I could not go to parties and things unless there was an adult in the house, and she knew who they were. Homework came first, and I played in the marching band, so that took a lot of my time.
What is your high level of education?
I have my bachelor's in family and consumer science, and partially completed with my master's in psychology and counseling.
How does it feel to be African American?
Well, as far as me, I'm proud of being African American, and there are some times when I have to stop and think about the things that they frown upon us, or they look down on us. But to the most of it, I stand proud for who I am.
Are you a middle class, low class, or high class?
I would say I'm a high middle class African American.
Okay.
My husband was in the military, so we moved around quite a bit, and we got to experience some things that some others could not have.
How did you experience racism growing up?
Racism? I grew up in my high school and middle school was basically, we had a multicultural, because we had a variety of people in there. As a matter of fact, when I graduated from high school, we had a black, a white, and an Asian as our salutatorian, valedictorian, when I graduated from high school.
Okay, and if you had a choice, would you change your skin?
No, I would not.
Why not?
Because I love who I am. It may not be for others, but I am proud of being a black African American. And I raise my kids to realize that we are all one, even though we have the different colors of our skin. Because if you look at the black colors, we all have different colors, as well as the Caucasian. And my children really didn't experience that until they came to Georgia. We lived abroad, we lived in California,